Hello there. Thank you so much for joining us. This is News Channel Nebraska. My name's Eric McKay. Let's take a look at our top headlines today. Not long after a serious horseback riding accident left him hospitalized, Governor Jim Pillen gave his State of the State address on Wednesday. Jake Bartecki was there and has a recap from Lincoln.
Nebraska Governor Jim Pillen touched on a number of topics and issues at his State of the State address to the Nebraska legislature on Wednesday morning. Nebraska's governor delivered an emotional message about his recent horseback riding incident over the holidays, also touching on things like tax issues and the number of emergency declarations Nebraska dealt with in 2024.
Our people are the greatest character and the hardest working of anywhere on earth, right here in Nebraska.
As Pillen recapped the 2024 year and looks ahead to 2025, the governor made it clear his priorities remain the same. One of those being reworking government to make it more efficient. One of those tasks, merging water and energy departments.
It will save cost, it will eliminate duplicative overhead, and it will streamline the mission of stewarding and protecting our natural resources and environment, and enhance collaboration between our people as well.
As said in a previous interview with News Channel Nebraska, Pillen feels strongly about passing the Winner-Take-All Act, calling on legislation to pass the law.
With no presidential election around the corner, there's no better time than now to dispassionately deliver on the will of the majority of the people of this state, to honor our constitutional founding and unify our voice in our most important exercise of democracy.
And lastly, Pillen showing support for Senator Kathleen Kauth's Stand With Women Act, introduced last Friday. The measure restricts transgender athletes in Nebraska schools and colleges to teams, to locker rooms, and bathrooms corresponding to their sex at birth.
A small minority of people believe it's acceptable to allow biological boys to share bathrooms, locker rooms, playing fields with girls. This is unfair, unconscionable, and a recipe for predatory behavior. The overwhelming majority of Nebraskans agree. Pass the Stand for Women Act to my desk so we can protect common sense and young girls here in Nebraska.
At the Capitol building, Jake Bartecki, News Channel Nebraska.
The Eaton and Palisades fires are now the most destructive and second most destructive wildfires in Southern California history. These extreme weather events are becoming more and more frequent, and many home insurance companies are hiking their policy costs and in some cases dropping customers altogether. Jen Sullivan explains how climate change is impacting the home insurance industry across the country.
The deadly firestorm in Southern California has decimated communities. And for some, home insurance won't pick up the cost.
For years, the whole condo complex was covered by farmers insurance, and then they canceled.
Peggy Holter's condo was destroyed in the Pacific Palisades fire. She says she's only covered by California's FAIR Plan, which offers basic state coverage, but far less than a typical home insurance policy. Personal finance company Bankrate recently did a study and found 7 of the 12 largest insurance companies have either paused or placed heavy restrictions on new home policies in California in the last year.
California should have laws that say that companies cannot just drop you.
This isn't just an issue in California. Extreme weather is impacting home insurance policies and coverage across the country. Last year, there were 27 weather and climate disasters across the U.S., with losses exceeding $1 billion each, according to NOAA.
We're seeing just this increase in the number of severe weather events, but not just an increase in the number, it's the severity of these events.
As severe weather events become more frequent, many home insurance policies are raising their rates, and it's impacting almost every state. A separate Bankrate survey found the average home insurance cost rose in 35 of the 50 states between 2023 and 2024, some as high as 15%.
What's happening right now with all those homes being destroyed, we're going to need a lot of building materials, a lot of labor to put them back together. So that could potentially deplete resources for different pockets of the country.
There's not much homeowners can do to change these rising costs. Experts say it could be up to each state or even Congress to regulate the market by passing legislation to protect consumers. For Consumer Watch, I'm Jen Sullivan.
The capital city now a regional destination for those pursuing STEM careers. Southeast Community College's nearly $40 million Sandhills Global Technology Center is officially opening its doors to students next week. Brandon Axelman has more from Lincoln.
Here on Southeast Community College campus in Lincoln, joining me, SCC President Paul Ilch, an exciting day celebration as the ribbon cutting and grand opening of the Sandhills Global Technology Center happened Wednesday afternoon. Paul, a long time in the making. I'm sure you're excited, but can you just give an idea to the state of Nebraska what it means to hit this point in the project for what the Sandhills Global Technology Center will be providing?
We've been directly trying to address the skilled workforce gap in Southeast Nebraska over the last decade. And we've been doing that primarily by expanding our capacity to produce a skilled workforce. So the new Sandhills Global Technology Center is a perfect example of that. We have 4 programs that are going to be in this housed in this facility. That includes our biotechnology program, information technology, design, drafting, and electronic systems. So we're extremely excited about the learning, all of the innovation that's going to happen in this new facility, but most importantly, that we are directly addressing the skilled workforce gap here in Nebraska.
Jim Pillen, governor of Nebraska, was here as well to talk about why it was so important from a statewide perspective. We'll hear his thoughts on what he had to say about how this will impact the Cornhusker state.
What's so exciting about what's taken place here is it creates the opportunity to get kids' skill set improved so that they can have great careers and build our workforce. Whether we're talking about the Sandhills Global Technology Center, whether we're talking about becoming electricians or welders or carpenters or plumbers, and the gob of careers that are going to be around and about that we don't even recognize. So the beauty is our kids getting skill set, and the goal is we have to make sure every kid in Nebraska gets further skill set training beyond high school.
You talk about $37 million, 65,000 square feet. Where does this facility rank comparatively across not only the state but the region in terms of what it can offer?
Well, we believe this will be one of the most innovative advanced technology training centers. We think it's going to be one of the most advanced in the nation. We worked with a lot of our industry partners to make sure that was the case, that we were paying attention to not just what industry is using today, but what they might be using in the future.
Well, and lastly, Paul, appreciate you sharing the time. Anything else you think is good to know for the state of Nebraska related to this facility and what's going on here?
Well, I just think this is a great day for the Southeast Nebraska, for the state of Nebraska. And I think this is just one of many things that the community colleges across the state are working to achieve, to work on that workforce gap issue. And I think through the partnerships with private sector partners, through the governor's office, through the state senators, our mayors, it's definitely a group effort and a shared vision, and we're excited to be part of that.
Art has the power to bring communities closer together, but hosting art events in small towns can come with some unique challenges. Casey Wannenberg takes us now to Valentine, where a group of artists is working to transform the canvas of their community.
As you can see here,
when you think of art shows, your mind likely paints a picture.
I also like to work in the round
of a big city.
It's something kind of new that I've been working with.
But this Traveling Association of Nebraska Art Club show,
this is history,
has brushed its way into the library in the small town of Valentine.
I literally like to watch paint dry, so to speak, and just to see what it does. The Old West.
David Dorsey not only was awarded Best of Show for this painting, The Readers.
I love to read, so this is one of the scenarios that I created with the kids.
But the professional artist who lives in Valentine has won that award 3 times.
When I sit down at the easel, it's just like all the problems, everything go away. You know, you're so focused on that.
For this show, artists from across the state submit hundreds of pieces, with the top 24 earning a spot.
Basketball and football teams have gone to state.
Linda Tion from Dunning.
Every time that they get to go to state, we have these 2 ranchers.
Is another award-winning artist checking out the show in Valentine.
Right now, photography is my thing. I carry a camera with me everywhere I go.
An art show like this may seem seem like an unexpected stroke of luck for a small town.
Find the right composition.
But Dorsey says Valentine's art scene is no accident. In fact, it's one of the reasons he moved here.
It's just nice to be around other creative people.
Dorsey is a member of the Sand Painters Art Club, a group that not only sketches connections between artists,
The waterfall. And
but also organizes events like this paint along the Niobrara River.
People all over the state are like, why, you guys get to do so many fun things. You have people that show up, you have people that participate, and we do.
and it was an extremely cold day.
Artists who say it's about more than just painting a beautiful picture.
Art is the basis, for our life. Everything out there, packaging, it's everywhere around us, and I think it just makes people more aware.
Artwork surrounding big cities and small, coloring our lives with creativity.
Exciting time.
In Valentine, Casey Wannenberg, News Channel, Nebraska.
Tragedy out of Holt County. Jack Hoffman died this week following a battle with brain cancer. That's according to Emmanuel Lutheran Church in Atkinson. It was around Thanksgiving of last year that Jack's mom, Brianna, shared an update that doctors had found multiple new tumors over Christmas. Brianna posted another update through Caring Bridge saying that Jack was still dealing with symptoms. Jack started battling pediatric brain cancer at the age of 5 in April of 2011. In August of 2014, he found out he had a tumor growing since a scan in April, but he was in remission 13 months later. Jack was born in September of 2005. His funeral will be Saturday morning at the Atkinson Community Center. And you can stay up to date with the very latest by following us online. Head to newschannelnebraska.com and click on the News tab there. You can also follow us on X, like us on Facebook and Instagram as well. Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. This is News Channel Nebraska.